Good morning, everybody. Here we are. We're late again. It's 10:50 in the morning. You can see the time right there in our super duper clock. It's synchronized with the National Bureau of Standards to within about 50 milliseconds. That's 50 thousandths of a second. Apple being very anal about time. When they first came out with their Apple Watch, they were, incensed with having time, so that if you have your watch, the time is correct. And according to my Apple Watch, 10:51, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I mean, the seconds count on the watch the same as they do on our super duper time clock over there. And if I did this a couple times. The Apple Watch was new and everyone was, it was really new. And it was unique, and it's like having a computer on your wrist and, kind of Buck Rogers science. Anyway, so I was sitting having a cocktail at Chops. And there was a guy sitting over there, and I said, Marilyn, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go chat with that fellow for a second and whip out our watches and, see if the sweep hands are, so I put it on a clock face, an analog clock face, so you could see the second hand sweep around, and let's see if I can do that. Sure, I can do that. Say hello. Like in clock. Clocks. Not that one. Let's do clocks. Let's see if I can change it. There you go. Now you got the sweep second hand. So there you go. You can see it on my pocket magnum here, and you can see that big red right now. 28, 29, 30. Yeah, it's amazing. So everyone's around the world, no matter where you are. If you've got a Apple Watch on, that's sweep second hand is at the same exact sync. The hour will be different. It might be 10, it might be 9, it might be 8, it might be 7 a.m., it might be 1 p.m. or 3 p.m., depending on what time zone you're in. But the minutes and the seconds, they don't change with time zones. The question of the day is, is there a time zone that's like on the half hour instead of the hour? In other words, could it be 9:30 somewhere else? I don't actually know the answer to that question. I would say likely not, but who knows? Anyway, so that's my secret question on time zones. But Apple is very anal about making sure that we have the correct time. I mean, that's an important thing, because if their watches are going to be telling time, they don't want anyone saying, hey, wait a minute, that ain't the right time. Anyway, so turn down our light here a little bit. There we go. Anyway, so if you look at your Apple Watch, it's got the right time. Yes, sirree, Bob. Thursday. It's October 9th. Friday the 10th. Thursday the 9th. This is the 9th. Yipper. I've been spending... There was a full moon, almost a full moon, that, look at that. It came up over our view. What time? Oh my goodness, excuse me. This came up at 8:12 p.m. exactly. See that? There's some kind of a name of that moon, I forget. Pretty moon. No. So, anyway, but that was the time right there. Copy date and time, add a caption. Blood moon, maybe? There we go, I'm adding a caption to that picture. So now when we pull it up, we see a caption. Full moon, Wednesday, October 8th. That was last night at 8:12 p.m. It came right up, it was big. And it was red or orange, it was that color, actually. Taken with our, oops. That doesn't look so good. Let's trace that one. See, you see the apartment buildings and so forth. And there's this huge moon that comes, I mean, it was right in your face, in our place here. Look at this guy, he's got a nice big TV on. Looks like he got a big duck. Or, interesting, huh? Well, if someone looks in our place, they're going to see a big TV on the window also. Let's see if we can we work on this baby and turn the highlights down. It's like burned out in the middle on this one. That's about how it looked. You can see I'm making adjustments here. That looks pretty interesting. It's just the moon is all burned out. As opposed to seeing that one, where you can actually see some clouds covering, and you can see the texture of the moon that we've all looked at over the thousands of years that people have looked up. There's our leader. Shadow. There we go. So he's he and his 20-point plan, and Netanyahu and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, married to Ivanka. Will you marry me? She said yes. So now he's in the world of Trump. And he's in Israel. And he is holding everyone's feet to the fire because they seem to be getting close to the ceasefire is now in place. And Hamas is supposedly scrambling around getting the release of the hostages in a central location so they can all be released at the same time. They're apparently in different tunnels and huts, and so they're assembling them right now as we speak, as they say, and they'll be released Monday, Israeli time. Monday. Israeli time is ahead of ours by about 8. I'm going to guess 8 or 9 hours. Let's do a little fast question. So it is 6:01 p.m. in Israel, according to my fucking wagon there. It's plus 7 hours. So it's 6 p.m. That'd be the answer. We'll add Jerusalem to our time pumpkin wagon here, so you can see all the clocks rotating. It's Tokyo, Beijing. Oh, there you go. See Tel Aviv. Same time zone. Sunrise in Tel Aviv is 2 minutes earlier than Jerusalem because of the different locations of the cities, which we can see right here up on the top. Look straight up. You see Tel Aviv 6:02, Jerusalem 6:02, Paris is 5:02. Moscow is on the same time zone as Jerusalem. See, Mumbai, it's 8, 10, 11, 12. I picked these cities. Cupertino, of course. When it goes over 6 o'clock, the watch face turns black. All right, there you go. Miami time, right in the middle of where the pointer is, which probably can't see the pointer. My pointer. See, London is 5 hours difference than us. So it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Paris is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Tel Aviv is 6 o'clock in the evening. They're just 1 hour apart. Anyway, so now you know. Since we're talking about, the Israeli situation, I thought it'd be interesting to know what the hell time is it? Yep, SpaceX is getting ready for, there's the flappers. You can see the tiles, that's in question. There's the top end of the second stage, the actual ship, if you will, where they would have windows, but they actually don't have windows now because no one with eyeballs can see inside. So they just have some kind of a cover on there. That's where the windows will be. Windows or doors. This ship is very big. So there's the top end. there's the bottom end of the booster with the 30, let's see, is it 31 engines? Guess we could count them. Those are the Raptor engines. You see Raptor? I mean, you could go around there and count them. You have a very inner 3, and then you have 7 surrounding the 3. So that makes 10. And for some reason or other, I think there are 21 of these Raptor engines going all the way around the outside edge. So 3 surrounded by 7, surrounded by 21. And so you can see, part of the engines are covered by this, I think that's a current picture. I captured it yesterday, but that doesn't mean when the picture was taken. Anyway, so that's what's going on here. SpaceX is edging toward the 11th flight of its Starship rocket as it prepares to take the upper stage to the pad for a static fire test. It did static fire test, and it successfully static fired, which of course is something you'd want to know. Let's see if we can brilliance. Let's make that a little more brilliant. There we go. You can hear Epidemic Sound instrumental in the background. It's our royalty-free background music. So don't let anyone try to dissuade you from listening to our royalty-free background music. Yep. All right, let's go back to brilliance. There we go. Turn on the brightness so we can see each individual engine properly, and then we can. It is one big thing. I mean, it's amazing that we have a company like SpaceX, or I should say Elon has a company. Yeah. SpaceX photo to show Super Heavy arriving at pad for 11th Starship flight. So they put this thing on a flatbed truck with their wheels all across. It's like these wheels are rubber tires. The tires are $5,000 per tire, and they probably have 40 of them. 10 rows of 4 or 10 rows of 6. So the whole thing is axles and tires. Yeah, and it rolls over to the pad. Amazing. And there are various concerns that have, meaning various enterprises that hang around SpaceX, the launch area, outside the fence, of course. But they have cameras, they're mounted, they're steady, they're very long lens, very, let's see what I would say, zoom lenses that have very high capacity as to zooming in. So they can get infinite detail like this, where you can see the engines, and this is really big. If you were to stand next to just this little piece, you'd be the height of this Raptor engine funnel that funnels the tremendous thrust of the burning, essentially, of liquid methane combined with liquid oxygen, and then you light a match to it, in theory. It's probably an electrical spark, and all the engines flow, and all these little pumps pump, and then the engine ignites and stabilizes, and now you got 300 pounds of thrust. Multiply 300 by 30 something engines, that's a pounds of thrust. Wow. That's how that works. And there's a lot going on with this. And, they're working on it. And test flight 11, turning this up a little brighter. There we go. Make it brighter for our on-air. There you go. You can see I'm manipulating the viewing of these images that you see on the right side of your screen, which they're going to change to the left side of your screen. There you go. I like to be just on the right side of when I speak. Yeah. We're on the right side now. There we go. Turn the lights down in here. We get all kinds of screen brightness. Yeah. Soundboard seems to be working. Excuse me while I take a sip of my... I'm actually getting used to drinking fresh iced tea, which this is, unsweetened. How about that? I'd rather have my sweet coffee in the morning, but if you wonder where I've been trying to control my blood sugar, which is currently at, as you can see there on your screen. And we'll just do a little expando. There you go. That's about as far as we can see. Oh, radar. Moderate rain will begin. It's amazing what you can, these watches. I just got an alarm that moderate rain is going to start here in about 20 minutes. So if you're out there walking your dog and you're listening to me on your headphones, you got 19 minutes to start heading to your to the lobby of Royal Palm Plaza.
It's 11:15.
And it happens to be 11:15. I don't know if you heard that little message that comes through on our system. I have my system speaking the time to me every 15 minutes. So I'll say, the time is 11:15, the time is 11:30, the time is 11:45. It is 8 p.m. Whatever. Yep. No magnetic influence on that. All right. All right. So I'm going to get my... So since... Whoa. There you go. There's the... sometime today, the storm... This is Jerry. Hello, Jerry. This is Tropical Storm Jerry. That's why there's an S there for storm. Then it goes to H for hurricane Friday night. And it looks like Friday night it should be heading straight north. And that's the question. Now, so far, the Hurricane Center has been dead on with their predictions on which way it's going and all that stuff. So this is the 11 a.m. So let's might as well memorialize this. So we just do a print screen. There we go. You can see exactly where it is. And we'll add it to our photo library. Now we can hit satellite. And this is the satellite picture. So here it is. And it is massive. But you can see it looks like it's being yanked north by some upper level whatever. Now, if it does, it could slide right across here. I don't know. I'm always very suspicious. So that's the question. It's going east northeast. It's going westerly, west northwest. You know what? Like 275 degrees. 280 degrees. Yeah. 360 degrees would be 359 degrees would be north. Almost straight north. Anyway, that's the radar we're dealing with. Yeah, which is good. You're right through. There we go. Location is about 310 miles east-southeast of the northern Leeward Islands. I measured it with my Funkin' Wagnall, and it's about 1,500 miles from Boca Raton. I measured it. It's like 1,505 miles, but it's moving at 30 miles an hour, right? Or 25 miles an hour. So it's moving. Yeah, here's all the weather. State 65 miles an hour. 285 degrees at 18 miles an hour. So it's slowing down a little. Minimum central pressure, 999 millibars. So So the vacuum, as it rotates, it creates a vacuum, and the central pressure starts to drop. If it drops 100 millibars, we get a really strong storm. So the question is, where is the center of rotation going? So we get at 2 o'clock in 3 hours, we get an intermediary, as you can see right there. Whoops, as you can't see right there. There's intermediate advisory at 2 p.m. and there's a complete advisory where the National Weather Service does all the mapping updates and so forth at 5 p.m. It actually, you can see there's the direction. It's been going west-northwest. That is not northwest, as one could think. But that gives you an idea of the track of advisory, the 11 a.m. And that shows the swath of geography that this storm is near real-time loop. There we go. Play it, baby. So that is an infrared image, and that's an ominous looking thing, right? This is the GOES 19 band 14 satellite imagery. It happens to 1506 Zulu. Someone decided that, when you're keeping time around the world, you have to, there has to be a starting point. And it's 0 Zulu. So, so how many time zones between, the Zulu business and Eastern time over Miami, New York? And I think we are 4 hours behind. So if it was midnight Zulu time, then we're like 4 a.m. That would be 04 instead of 24:59. Yep. So that's your, get back, latest image. That's the latest image, you can see it. And that's where it is, and it has this direction. It's drained, right at us. It says it's going to make a left turn and go straight north. And they They're terribly accurate, I must say. They are not terribly, but I mean, they're accurate. They know what's going on with the upper winds. That's the part of the analysis that, I don't, I haven't been trained on that. Yep. Dr. Hahn did not give me any lessons on surface wind analysis. So that's the surface wind business. There you go. Microwave imagery. Model trends. Here's the spaghetti. It is spreading out a little bit. And forecasting is it's a tough business. When you're right, no one remembers. And when you're wrong, no one forgets. Yep. Yep. So we can get rid of that. Trying to cut down on this is the actual. Yeah, there you go. There's current radar going right through 1400 Zulu. We're 11, so it's like 5 hours. Amazing, huh? If you're watching. The radar is relatively high resolution. So even though I've done a massive expando, reverse pinch, you pinch this way and then you reverse pinch. So now I'm going to pinch it so that we can see the curvature of the Earth. Way over here on the right side where my thumb is the coastline of Africa. And all this bad weather seems to come right off these territorial portions of Africa. Okay. Back to my pictures.
It's 11:30.
It's 11:30. Thank you. The system just told us it's 11:30. So far the storm has been tracking, pretty much west-northwest. And we could, characterize that. Okay, we'll do a blue line. All right. So the only thing I can do now is I can revert to the original. So now I gotta crop it again. I made a mistake. I don't like the line, and I needed to adjust the line before I close it out. Because close it out, then embeds the line right on this image. So we're going to do that. Okay, now we're ready to use the pen and ink. And let's use the red line. Put an arrow in the top of it. Hold it for a second, bingo. So you can see it's like a straight line. Headed right for Puerto Rico. So all the Puerto Ricans are, they're saying it's going to hook a right turn before it gets to Puerto Rico. Wow, that's a leap of faith. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see. See, they're right there before Puerto Rico. It's heading north. By 8 p.m. Friday. So that's tomorrow. 7 hours. That's, so that's 31 hours from now. It should be already in a right turn heading north. That's what the National Weather Service is trying to tell us. And they're not telling us. Right now, it's either going to turn or not. It's either going to turn sharp or it's going to turn not so sharp. So we'll see. Oops. Going through my little photo library. So there's a feature in your phone, in the operating system. Apple just added a powerful anti-scam tool to your iPhone. So, and here's how you can activate it. So what you do, you need to open up your phone, go to settings, and then you would think the phone would have a phone doodad right here in this list. No, you gotta go to apps, of all things, and then just type in phone, PH, and you can see there's the phone app. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty bright. Let's turn it down a little bit so maybe you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I touch phone. The iPad I don't think has a phone app. Let's play. So Yeah, just go here to apps, and then type PH. All right, there's phone. All right. Let's go full screen here so we can see, you can see what's going on. There you go. I'll go back. So on the list of programs, you see where it says apps down in here? Go to apps. I typed PH up here in the search box, O and E. So there's the three phones. Microphone, phone, and pay by phone. So we're going to click phone. And now we're going to go down to screen unknown callers. See that? And here it says never. We're going to change that to ask reason. Yeah. There we go. So now we have a level of screening. So that's a level of screening now that Apple is providing. You know, right from your device. You know, rather than it being, you know, some paid app that you got to buy. It's all part of the operating system. So we go here to System. And then you go to Apps, and you can just type PH, you know, in your search box. And, you know, and of course you can keep typing if you want. PHO. So you got pay by phone, phone, pro microphone, and PSI phone. We're going to pick phone, and then we're going to go down here, just like I did with the iPad, and screen unknown callers. Ask reason for calling. So some digital voice will come on and say, hello, to whom am I speaking, and what is the reason for your calling? I can silence the calls, ask for a reason, or don't do anything. But I have live voicemail on here, so I can actually watch, you know, on my screen. That's done. So in theory, I can watch on my phone screen someone that I don't know that's calling in. And they'll tell you why they're calling, but you didn't answer the call. And they're going to answer it, and it's going in your voicemail. You have the ability to just answer the call on the fly and say, "Oh, hello, my answering machine got your call. I just walked in the door. What can I do for you?" Yeah. That's how you take care of that question, in case it's someone you actually want to speak to. But everyone's getting all these robocalls from everywhere. And, if you don't know who they are, you got a method now to, instead of it just ringing and going to a voicemail after, the fifth ring or something or other, it'll answer the call like relatively soon, like immediately, the first ring. And it will, intercept the call and say, hello. I don't know what it says. I heard it a couple of times. It basically just answers the call and says, hello, why are you calling? And they give a reason, or they don't, and they're talking. It's going into voicemail simultaneously. In the meantime, you can see what's going on because it's doing voice to text, and you're getting a dialogue put right in your text messaging with the call. If it's a robot, it won't answer the question, and the call won't happen. It'll be discarded. Yeah. So that's my story. This is our last 24 hours of blood sugar, and you can see from 9 a.m. down, I had a couple of oatmeal raisin cookies, and it threw my blood sugar up over 200. That's why you see that red bar over there, right there. That little dit, still up and down, yeah. That gray trace line is the prior day. I've been trying to nail down this blood sugar business for the whole week, actually. I'm sorry to say, I haven't been a bad boy, but I haven't been tracking the blood sugar like I'm supposed to. So there you can see it's 127. The last 2 minutes it's been steady, but it went up 3 points to 130. Now it's at 127, and you can see the graphic there. And since it's coming on to the lunch hour, it's going to go back up again because I have some marvelous gravy that I'm going to add to some fettuccine noodles. Spin that around in a cup, warm it up, and have some marvelous Marilyn brought home some this gravy. It's like a red wine inspired gravy with mushrooms, and it's been sauteed and stirred, and wow. I add a tablespoon of cream of mushroom soup, concentrated cream of mushroom soup from Campbell Soup Company. And I stir that in there, and it just gives it a little consistency, a little more viscosity.
It's 11:45.
Using one of the fancy words in my repertoire of language skills. Viscosity. Honey You're going to use the word in several sentences, and you get an idea of what high viscosity means as opposed to low viscosity. Honey, for example, when it's cold, is very viscose. It has a high viscosity. When you're trying to pour it out of a bottle, it goes very slowly, particularly if it's chilled because of cold weather or whatever. So if you have a high viscosity fluid, very viscose, you can add some mushroom soup to it to lower its viscosity. Hey Siri, what's an example of a high viscosity fluid?
Here's an answer from sciencefacts.net.
There you go. Can I get that message again? May I have some examples of high viscosity fluids? Anybody answering? No. Hey Siri, give me an example of a high viscosity fluid.
Here's an answer from sciencefacts.net and fluidmetering.com.
Some examples of high viscosity fluids are like honey, pitch, molten glass, peanut butter, oils, gels, motor oil. That's high viscosity. So if you have something of very low viscosity, let's say like alcohol, you see how that just pours right out of a bottle, whether it's drinking alcohol or otherwise. So we can go to sciencefacts.net. Viscosity is a physical quality that describes a fluid's resistance to flow. It is a property that resists the relative displacement of the different layers of the fluid. It can be considered as the fluid friction occurring inside the fluid due to the internal friction between the molecules. Yeah. Viscosity is a primary factor in determining the forces to overcome when fluids are used in a pipe or in lubrication. There you go. Thank you. That's nice how you can just ask the question and it pops right up there on your screen. Anyway, Marilyn bought some mushroom gravy, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of cream of mushroom soup, which is condensed, It's so viscose, it doesn't pour. It's like a paste. It's almost like wallpaper paste. But it's yummy Campbell soup stuff. Flour and all that. Yeah. I think. Anyway. So I take a tablespoon of Campbell soup and I use a mixing device. It's like a whisk. And I whisk in the mushroom soup, and it gives the broth that Marilyn brought home from Joseph's Delicatessen, a marvelous place. And I get a nice gravy has a little higher viscosity so that it adheres to the fettuccine noodle a little better. Yeah. You don't want it pasty. You just want to increase. It's like adding, like if you're going to add flour to gravy to thicken it up, which is another familiar term instead of. Could you increase the viscosity of my gravy? Your server would say what? What the hell be that viscosity, sir? Oh, yeah. Is that the fine vodka that you have, viscosity? Yeah, no. High viscosity is like adding flour to a gravy as you're heating it up near 180 degrees. It's not quite boiling. It's what I would call simmering. So if you had a simmering gravy and you're stirring it around, say, when you're doing the spoon business, you get a tablespoon and you hold it and you pour it out, and tablespoon, you pour it out, tablespoon, pour it down. And you would say, darling, we need to increase the viscosity of our gravy. She'd look over and say what? Yeah, say viscosity 3 times. So, in 10 minutes or so, I'm going to, which would conclude this 1 hour show that could go over, but yeah, viscosity. So here's deals on the M4 Mac Mini, $100 off. iPad Pro, it's got discounts. They're selling off their computers because they're going to come in with, next month. That's a guess. But soon, they say it's imminent. So it could be, that could be tomorrow. They're coming out with their new stuff with the M5 chip. M5 chip does more and faster than an M4 chip. That's the dialogue that I have for you right now. And you can buy these Mac. Let's do let's go on Amazon here. It's amazing. I love it. Amazon, and we go MacBook, MacBook, MacBook Air, 15 inches. And just touch that right there, and you're going to get the computer. We don't want the case for it. We want the device. And let's see what Amazon can produce for you. So with a 15.5 inch screen, it's actually a 15.3 inch screen. It's got an M4 chip. It's 16 gigabytes of unified memory, 512 gigabytes of solid state, that's SSD, solid state device memory chips, a 12 megapixel central camera. That means it's right on the top middle of the screen, so you don't have to be sideways when you're logging into your thing. There we go. It was $13.99. Now it's $11.99. Buy it now, you save $200. Let's see if we can increase. Here's 20. Whoa. All right. So what's the difference between these two? It's got 24 gigabytes of memory. I'd like that. Same storage. Same. Oh, it's a smaller screen. So you go down to a 13-inch screen, and they'll give you another they give you another 8 gigabytes of unified memory. No, we don't want to do that. We want more of both. We want the MacBook Air with a 15-inch screen, but I want the bigger memory. Come on, guys. Yeah, they're just giving you different colors. Come on. Ooh. This is a MacBook Air. Yeah, let's touch on that one. So there's the keyboard, there's the screen, supercharged by M4. I have this device. Actually, it's operating this program. It's a 15-inch screen. Oh, yes. Apple Intelligence is like kind of built into it. Doesn't have a lot of ports. It's got on the right side of the device, it has a plug in there for, listening to music, like what we're doing right now. I have a wire plugged in to that port right here. It's plugged into the, if you can see it, you can just about see the wire in my hands. And it's going around into the soundboard, into the second slot of my soundboard. See, volume up, volume down, right in the middle. I have it set right there. So we can listen to music, Epidemic Sound Instrumental, while I'm talking in the background. So, it's not like you're in a closet. When people stop talking, also like a dead silence in the room. Yeah, no, we don't want that silence. All right, so that's the picture side of this thing. It's got 24 gigabytes unified memory, and a terabyte of solid-state storage. 15-inch screen. That device is $1,747. Wow. That's the device I have. Yeah. I traded something in. I think what I actually got is like $2,100. With tax and everything. Don't forget the tax. Yeah, so here's a fully loaded sucker, yeah. This is a 2025 MacBook Air 15-inch M4 chip, 24 gigabytes of unified memory, which is all you can get, and 2 terabytes of solid-state storage. That's what you should have. $21.99. Yep. That is the device. They only got 4 left of those. Now, in the next few days, you're going to be able to get essentially you're going to get the 2026 version. And Amazon, they have free delivery tomorrow. They've got them in a warehouse somewhere. So they got to, you should buy everything. You should load up with all the memory you can stand. The MacBook Pros. The MacBook Air, it doesn't have any external fans. It is all sealed up. It's a little thinner. MacBook Pro is not quite as thin. Same operating system. Operation is essentially the same. So here's one with 1 terabyte of storage, $1,700. And then if you go up $400 more, there you go. MacBook Air 15-inch screen, which is a marvelous screen to have. 24 gigabytes of memory. That's live core memory. So when you open up an app, it goes right into memory. All the code goes in there, and all your data, ends up in memory with your core program. And it manipulates the data and whatever the program says to do. 2 terabytes of storage. You want that for videos, and you can back up actually within the device. It's a beauty. I have one right here. Yep, it's the way to fly. Coming out with a new model. You can get that for $19.99. You get a 13-inch screen, which is that, I have a 13-inch screen right here. Nothing wrong with that. But this is my iPad, so this is like a touch screen. Yeah. If they came out with a touch screen MacBook Air, I would sell what I have and get one of those. Yep, that's what I'd do. And MacBook is going to be, Apple's going to be coming out with all this stuff. It could be in an hour. They like to do things, at 10 a.m. their time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. Yep. So it could be in an hour. When they do that, though, the App Store, let's go to the App Store. Is it, yeah, it's not, they take the App Store down. They shut it off, actually. So when they're when they put in all the new stuff into the App Store, into the Apple, the Apple online store. Trying to figure out the vocabulary words here. There you go, where we left off. All right, let's go here. We left off 15-inch. See, that's got a half a gigabyte, 500 gigabytes of storage. With all the video and the picture taking we do, that's not enough. Gotta go back. Here's the Apple 2025 MacBook Air 15-inch 1421. Is this 1 terabyte or 2? This is 1. Let's go back. Oops. No. Let's just come down here. I'm looking to see if you can increase the storage. Let's see. Don't go Windows. You're getting a new device, if at all possible. It'll be painful. I have to agree. It won't be easy. It's not, and there are millions and millions of people that are doing it. Meaning switching to Apple. It is a little painful. I have to say. Let's see what this one is. 15-inch, 24 gigabytes, one tetrabyte. In a pinch, you take this one. It's not bad. What do they get? 1747. Yep. Today you get it in 7 days. It comes directly from China. It does. That's the details of. If you order it now, it comes UPS or FedEx, not United States Postal Service. Yeah, no. It's delivery's good. That's what you want right there. Oh, here's your. There we go. Good. We can go to 2 tetrabytes right here on this. Bingo, 21. Goes right to $2,200. See if that's available. There's only 3 left in blue. Midnight blue. That's what I have, midnight blue. It's nice. It's dark. Yeah. This is the classic silver. It's boring. Apparently in these high levels of $15-inch, there you go. We want 2 tetrabytes. Yeah. Don't get the protection. Add that when you get the device. And you get it directly from Apple, and that way, you know, you can do monthly or pay up. I prefer monthly, you know, $10-12 a month for your basically your product insurance. And they'll keep you on there for 2 or 3 years. And they'll drop you like a hot rock. And say, that's enough. That's enough, baby. I have a little case on it, I think. Do I have a case on this? I think I do. It's very thin plastic. Yeah. I can tell when I plug in my the headphone. This 3.5 millimeter plug with a wire that comes all the way, goes into the top of my soundboard over here. And I can increase. Look how nice that sounds. Yeah. Epidemic. Sound instrumental. Speaking to my Shure. SM7B. Everybody that's anybody in the business of, you see right here? The SM7B. And trusty Jimmy right here, with a sideways kind of a view. Yeah, because frontal view is very scary. There is a frontal view on my choice meter here. There it is. Yeah, get rid of that. Add a little bit of this. There we go. Sideways is acceptable. Frontal is terrifying. Anyway, we were going through some of the Apple. The program is called, this app is called 9 to 5 Mac. And you see in the very top, 9 to 5 Mac. You pull it and hold it down, and it refreshes. So this left-hand piece that you can rotate up, there's iOS 16.1. And his favorite new phone features launching very soon. What would that be? All this gesture stuff, I don't really care about. I want the letter E, I just type E. All right, they're expanding the live translation, expanding to 5 new languages for a total of 11. We have Mandarin Simplified and Mandarin Traditional. We have the English language, the US version. We have the English language, the UK version, French, German, Italian, Korean, Japanese, Portuguese, the Brazil version of Portuguese, yeah, and Spanish, as it's spoken in Spain. And in case you didn't know, live translation is supported not only by iPad Pro 3, but also iPods Pro 2 and iPod Pro 4, the ANC model. All right. So it's a lot of usage of that. Whoops. What else we got going here? It's a big article coming. The stop button. A fix is coming. The stop button has been replaced by a swipe to stop feature. Remember the days of swiping to answer a call? Alright, that's the end of that one. What's this one? Netflix is launching party games for the living room. No thanks. Netflix is one. I just did that. These are the best CarPlay apps for EV owners. Satellite.
It's 12:15.
So it's 12:15. Time to get ready for lunch. Bluette. What are they launching? call for a new Elite 30 V2 with Prime Day. That must be this little device here on the left side of his luggage. It's designed to last over 10 years. It must be 3,000 cycle charges. Ultra quiet output. Ideal for camping. That's a bigger one. The AC 200L. Yeah, that's a 30-pounder. They have all sizes of that. There's Bluette. Bluette's the brand, though. I've got the Ultra watch on. It's in black. It's good in black. A couple years ago I had silver. I sold it. And I got this one. The screen has more, I don't know why this screen is not available on the non-Ultra. I guess that's why. Yeah, there's enough of a difference in that. Not so much that the screen is bigger, but you can put more little doodads in here. See, I just touched that and boom, I got my blood sugar right there, 132. Yep, 132 right there on my screen. There it is. Bingo. 132. You can see it everywhere. Yeah. Oh, you can almost see it over here. There we go. Move it over a little bit. Move this out of the way a little bit. There we go. Now you can see the screen. 132. Not easy being crazy. So take up half the screen there. An hour and 29 minutes. It's time to go. Here's the iPhone 18 Fold, the rumored folding phone. Now that, to me, what would be interesting is when you fold it closed, is there anything on the outside that you can see? Like up in the camera module portion. Can you see things? So the Apple Air that came out, the iPhone Air, which is like 5 millimeters thick, that's probably half of this guy. Apple's kind of sneaky that way. I'll bet you each half is 4.5, 5 millimeters. You close it's 9 millimeters. 9 millimeters thin. You got a screen that'll not have a seam in it. It folds, but It's a dense material that doesn't fold all the way. Like if you creased a piece of paper and you open it up and there's a crease, and then it's hard to, see across the screen. The idea of opening it up is you got almost like an iPad mini there. You do, with an 8.5-inch diagonal measure instead of, like an 11-inch diagonal for the iPad mini. Or that's about 8 inches. Anyway. So now since the iPhone 17 is out, it's in my hand. I have one right there. Now they got an iPhone 18 that's fold. Now the rumor. Question is, how the camera is on that kind of a thing. I guess the camera would light up this whole screen if you opened it up. But, if it has, the 10x optical zoom, 8x, 10x, something like that. Taking it, that configuration right off of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which is what I got. I'm looking at it, yep. It's a great phone. I mean, it's like, it's so fast, and the picture taking capability is striking, Here's the news. Let me get it added to this. There we go, right there. Oops, you gotta switch cameras again. Come on. I got a team of 3 helping me with this, including me. Me, myself, and I. Come on, me. I want to see the Apple Watch Hypertension available in the US. It's available in Canada. Possible hypertension. Bing! That's what I want. So what it does, the high blood pressure detection feature is available for more international users. You can go up there and get one, but they won't ship you one because some So the way it works is similar to the way the temperature feature works on the Apple Watch. So, I can actually see my temperature, but not like 98.6. What it shows you, and I'm gonna do it right now. There's the health app. My sleep, 5 hours and 51 minutes. Now that is good for Jimmy. So when I look at my sleep score, my watch, it says 68, which is not bad. Blood oxygen 91. That's a little on the low side. Glucose. See now 145. and currently it's lower than that. It's 130. This is the average, and it was, it's high. 'Cause I'm starting to control my blood sugar. Watch after it. The respiration rate 17.5 breaths per minute on average. Resting heart rate is 70 beats per minute. I'm going through the list here. Whoops. There we go. You can see the list. Can I show it on my list of cameras? It's going to take it's not going to connect to the face. I have an extra wire here. Let's see if I plug this in this way. Trust it, yeah. Ooh, this could be it. Cameras. Let's do this. Desk view. No, see it's showing. Nah, I don't want that. Let's try one more. Oh God. So camera. Yeah. So it won't show the phone screen like the iPad does. Yeah, that's a function of the software. All right. We'll just get out of there. Now, let's see. I was looking for this. What do you call it? Hypertension notification. I don't think I have it on. I don't think it's available yet. Heart rate notification. So if the rate goes up over 125 or something like that, or below 45 beats per minute, if it goes outside the normal range, it's going to notify me on the watch and on iPads. There's environmental sound. Standing hours, walking, body fat, energy. Sleep. Yeah.
It's 12:30.
bunch of stuff. So, like in your temperature of your body temperature, the watch doesn't show you 98.6. Now, if your body runs at 98.6, that's great. That's what you want. On the wrong side again. We have a method of switching cameras. Swap cameras. Bingo. There you go. So it'll show you a baseline of, let's just say, 98.6. And then it will say plus 2 degrees or plus 0.2. So instead of 98.6, it's 98.8. I mean, you just have to visualize that in a graph, for example. So that's what it does with hypertension. It says it gives you a caution because your blood pressure appears to be slightly higher than what the averages that we notice, that we see. Hypertension notification feature works on the new Apple Watch Series 11 and the Apple Watch Ultra 3 models. So only with those two watches can you see the hypertension feature. So the hypertension notification, as you can see on this dialog here, on the Apple Watch, uses data from the optical heart sensor to analyze how the user's blood vessels are responding to the beats of the heart. There is an algorithm that passively operates in the background, reviewing data over a 30-day period. So you got to wear your watch for about a month, and it builds up this baseline. And then the algorithm watches that baseline and will notify you if there's a sign that it jumps over that baseline number. So that bump would be a warning of hypertension. So it gives you what they say are valuable insights into the health statistics related to widespread condition simply by wearing an Apple Watch. So you can begin making potentially life-saving behavior changes to reduce their risk of serious long-term heart events due to your hypertension. All you gotta do is wear the watch, and it analyzes it, comes up with a warning. So if you're exercising too much, for your age and your age and your weight, yeah, it's good. They've been tweaking around with these sensors for a long time. So they want it on your wrist at all times. I see the watch all the time. The black, this titanium or stainless steel black, I forget the metal. I don't know. It feels good. Looks good particularly with this band. The band I've been using for all my Apple Watches. I tend to upgrade on the Apple Watch because of these heart-related features. You know, and for an $800 device that's on your wrist, connects up with your iPhone, it gives you all kinds of information. So you can print, you know, how you feeling today? I can go right to the health app and see all your data and see why you're not feeling good. Yeah. Amazing. Answers, if you walk away from your telephone and the phone, your personal phone rings, it'll ring right through into your watch. And you can answer the call right on your watch. And you can hear it enough. You don't have to hold it up to your face. You can just keep your watch right at belly button. You're on right at belly button level. So you can see the watch face, and it'll show a picture of who's calling you. Yeah. If you have your address book well pictured, Marilyn calls a specific picture will pop up. Anyway, that's all I know. The tropical storm, Jerry, is currently not going north yet. That makes me so freaking nervous. Jerry. They say it's going to turn north. By tomorrow night, it should be heading due north. Well, we'll see. If it's a day late, it's moving at 20 miles an hour, so it's going to be 300 miles more easterly, getting closer and closer to Puerto Rico. Yeah, and Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, I guess. Yeah. All right. You all have a great afternoon. I think I'm going to make my gravy, warm up I made a nice double batch, 2 pounds of fettuccine noodles. Yeah. Friday night we have dinner with good friends at Mia Rosebud. Marvelous. Oh God, it's so good. Ooh. Yeah. I get the linguine with clams. It is so good. I'm stuck on it. I can't get anything else. It's okay. If you like it, eat it. Yeah. We don't go out to dinner that often. Twice a month maybe. Something like that. So, Bill and Elaine Morris will join us for dinner. We'll have some nice dinner, nice conversation. Yeah. See what happens. There you go. My blood sugar right now. Let's do the grab. That's it. As of 4 minutes ago. 131. Pull it over here in the middle of the screen. We can just expando this. Yeah. I can go up a little bit. There you go. There we go. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Let me touch that button. There we go. I'm arranging this stuff so you can do that. There we go. I'll do that just so we can see it. And then this, we shrink around to get the storm. Let's find Jerry. Jerry's over here. There we go. Tropical storm. Yeah, that's a real one. I was just noting it's over Barbados and Saint Lucia, Martinique. They're getting a tropical storm with 60-mile-an-hour sustained winds, and it is grinding. It goes west-northwest, then it goes west. Then it goes west-northwest, and you see, it's almost like a stair step. See how it's going due east. It's not following the model. So we'll see what happens. So far, they've been very, very good at predicting where these things go. There you go. There's our... I'm very anal now and keeping track of my blood sugar, as you can tell. Yeah, it's all black. You don't need to see all that. If you want to see more of this graph, see what's going on with my blood sugar at 4 a.m., you can see. Yeah. There we go. Whoops. A1C is 16.8. That's where you want it. That's because it's been in range here for a good amount of time. And I can just come up here and hit that. Bring it right back out. There we go. I wanted to restart that graph. And now it's at 129. It's trending down. You can see the range bars there. That's 80 to 180. So it's a 100-point range. As long as you keep it under, I mean, the truth is, if you keep it under 250, you're good. That's the assignment. Keep it under 250. It turns red. The numbers, instead of green, it goes from orange to red. All right. 12:44:03. God, time marches on. If I don't hurry up, it'll be dinner time. All right, I'm going to go have a nice lunch. You all have a nice day. See you tomorrow morning. See if I can, 10 o'clock. I know, with all this stuff, I'm sleeping better, so what the heck. Marilyn says, you got to have a consistent time, which I don't, unfortunately. But you can listen to it anytime you want. Call-in is not exactly happens very often. So you don't have to listen to this live. I mean, as long as you're not too stale, because I am looking at hurricane or tropical storm information, as you can see right here.
It's 12:45.
So that storm is churning out there in the Atlantic at 12:45 p.m. And my graphic is good right through 12:39. So it's about 6 minutes delay. With the satellite, the telemetry, and the applications in my iPad and the internet, it ends up 5 or 6 minutes delayed. Not exactly tuned directly into the satellite. It's coming off of other, signals out of the FCC. And there you go. It's only 6 minutes late, so that's not terrible. Every 5 minutes it updates it, so you can be as quick as about 3 or 4 minutes, and as late as about 6 minutes. I am out of tea. I'm out of gas. I need to eat something, so. Yes, sirree, Bob. You all have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. See, Hurricane Jerry is 1,492 miles east-southeast, 113 degrees east-southeast of Boca Raton. Just did the measurement right there. Can you believe it? I mean, it's like, it measures around the globe, yeah. It is 1,492 miles. Just want to let you know. Bye-bye.